This clip is brought to you by SaveWithConrad.com. Now it's time for a main event. We got Vader, Davey Boy, and Owen Hart on one side. Of course, Jim Cornette is their manager. How did Owen and Davey like working with Vader?
Owen drove Vader nuts.
How so?
Ribbing him.
Oh, I love that. Do you
remember the Slammies where Owen accidentally dumped the whole tray of food on Vader?
Yes.
Yeah. And Vader just held that against Owen forever. And Owen loved it. But Owen loved to fuck with Leon. He loved to rib him and just, God, was it Owen? It might have been, I don't even know who did it, whether it was Owen or Davey Boy. Somebody cut Vader's laces on his boots. So Leon was lacing up his boots, and he just saw they're unlaced, and he gets up and he gets them all the way to the top, and they're just maybe a half inch short on each side. So there's no way he could tie his boots up and everything. Would have to unlace shit like that. I don't think Leon was ever used to. Leon was always the big dog in the dressing room, and I'm Big Van Vader and all this bullshit. That Leon had that intimidation factor, and there was no intimidation factor,
right,
when Leon came here. So, and Leon would sell. So Owen loved when people sold. But overall, I think they got along pretty good. I don't think Owen and Davey were crazy about working with Leon, because sometimes you would touch him and then you'd get Vadered.
On the other side, it's Shawn Michaels, Ahmed Johnson, and Psycho Sid. Boy, I'm curious to hear what Shawn thought of his tag team partners here, Ahmed Johnson and Psycho Sid. How did they get along?
They got along fine. Shawn and Sid got along real well. And Shawn, had used Sid as his bodyguard. And one of the just, I don't want to say funny, cute, different things was before the WrestleMania 11 press conference. We were in the back, and there was Sid basically dressing Shawn and tying Shawn's tie for him and getting him, getting his hair put everywhere just right. And it was just, here's this giant monster of a man. And he's tying Shawn's tie and getting everything just right. It was kind of funny, but they got along good. They had a good relationship.
What about Ahmed?
Ahmed, I think everyone saw the potential in Ahmed, and I think that Shawn saw the potential in Ahmed, definitely. But it was, Ahmed was his own man, and pretty much, as hard as he would try, it still didn't necessarily click with anybody, really.
What do you think of the match? This feels like a rather thrown together main event. Just here's our top baby faces, and here's three of our top heels. What'd you think of the chemistry and the way they pulled it off?
Actually, I thought they pulled it off well. I thought it was a damn good match. You look at the guys involved, and you better have a damn good match out of it. I'm going to leave Ahmed out of that equation. But probably better than it deserved to be based on who was in it and kind of the hodgepodgeness of putting it all together.
What do you remember about the fan who tried to hop the rail, and he even makes it all the way to the ring apron before security gets him? In these situations, it's live TV.
Stupid.
Yeah.
Stupid. It's, people forget, first of all, it's a show.
Yeah.
Would you go, run up in the middle of Garth Brooks concert,
or a show on Broadway or something like that,
or a show on Broadway or whatever? The other thing about it is they also forget that they're jumping in on highly trained and skilled athletes that train to, a lot of them, train to hurt people.
Yeah.
So I've never understood that. I think it's just really, really bad. I've never seen one that has been good for the person doing the jumping.
This is a great moment though, of all the fan jumping the rail situations. Go watch this one, because when Ahmed Johnson realizes a fan is trying to jump in the ring, all it takes is the fan to get one good look at Ahmed looking at him, and he just voluntarily jumps back.
So would I.
Yeah.
Yeah, so would I. It's all of a sudden reality hits, man.
I didn't think this through. I'm going to go ahead and get back.
They don't look as big on TV.
So either way, Shawn's going to set up the super kick. Jim Cornette's going to grab his ankle. Vader's going to charge the corner and give Michaels a big body block. Hits him with a Vader bomb, and that's the pin. After the match, Sid is going to powerbomb Owen Hart and Davey Boy Smith, and then he goes to powerbomb Vader, but of course Smith and Hart pull Vader out of the ring. Michaels then does the running tope over the top onto Vader. He gets 3 3/4 stars in the Observer, and now we're all set. We're going to have Vader challenging for the world title at SummerSlam. What could have been, man? Could have been a hell of a finish to the year for Vader, huh?
Okay.
You don't think so? If the original plan had happened and it's SummerSlam and then it's Survivor Series and then it's Royal Rumble, Vader is WWF champ, that would have been cool, man.
Yeah, I just don't think that the WWE audience bought Vader. Just really don't think they bought him.
Why did y'all drop the ball? Why did you drop?
We didn't drop the ball.
What does that mean? He was a monster in WCW. How could they do it and you couldn't?
Because we didn't have the same guy that was in WCW. We had a guy that got beaten up by a flip-flop. We got a guy that had come in and had lost all of his self-confidence. We had a guy that came in grossly overweight. We didn't have the same guy.
You got to get hot about it.
Attitude-wise, look-wise, weight-wise, ability-wise. We didn't drop the ball for shit. We're not the ones that kept, saying, hey, gosh, man, here, eat some more.
Did you know of any issues that Shawn and Vader had at this point, or do they not really come out until SummerSlam?
No, not really at this point. At this point, I think everybody was still pretty high on Leon and hoping to get that out of him and put him in a position to do it. But once he was put in that position and wasn't able to keep up, well, that's when you realize, I got something other than what I thought I had.
In hindsight, how much better was this match because the Ultimate Warrior wasn't in it and Sid was? I mean, a 6-man tag.
Definitely longer.
Yeah, 24. I get it. It's a wrestling podcast, but he's saving us money on our mortgage. Do you really trust this process? The reviews don't lie. 5-star review after 5-star review. We make it fast, we make it easy, and it's no cost or obligation. Give us a shot to earn your business. I'm telling you, you'll be glad you did, especially if you like keeping more of your own money. You don't need perfect credit or money out of your pocket. So what are you waiting for? Hurry to savewithconrad.com. 4 minutes. My goodness. No way you could do a Warrior match in 24 minutes.
Yeah, no, it was definitely longer. And I just think every participant in that match probably felt better having Sid in there.
There's a couple of ugly looking suplexes here that Ahmed's going to throw on Owen. Was there any heat or concern about Ahmed as far as him being quote unquote dangerous in the ring? Him and Owen really traded some unpleasant moments together.
I think that with Owen, I wouldn't be surprised at all if Owen called it to look that way.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I think that Owen was the kind of guy. Owen always loved to paint his own pictures, and Owen always loved to be different and do these unique things that other people didn't do, where you would look like, it made him stand out. That was one of the things that was so special about Owen, how he worked.
Hey, it's Conrad Thompson. Thanks for checking out the podcast here on YouTube. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and the notifications bell so you get a notice anytime we upload some new content. And go save yourself some money right now. If you're in a 30-year loan or you have credit card debt, it's not a matter of if I can save you money. It's a matter of how much. Find out right now for free at savewithconrad.com.